Sister Wives fans question Meri's absence after Garrison's service. Sister Wives fans are questioning where Meri Brown went after Garrison Brown's Wyoming service. They showed the family back at a home. Even her child, Leon Brown, was there. So was Meri hiding out. Keep reading for more details. Fans question Meri's absence after Garrison's service. Meri Brown was filming a Sister Wives confessional when she got the call from Kody Brown that Garrison had died. Recalling his life, Meri was so emotional, and it was clear they had a deep connection. More so, she was part of the OG 3 wives who watched these kids grow up. So to lose one, especially by their own hands, was devastating. She shared that she was there for Janelle Brown after Garrison passed, even bringing her food. Meri was seen at the military service, plus the burial in Wyoming, so she was very much a part of all of the tributes to him. However, fans quickly noticed that Meri was not at the house after the burial. Everyone, minus Kody, Robyn, and their 5, went there, even Leon Brown, who is Meri's elusive child. They do not care to be on camera any longer, but did make an appearance to honor Garrison. One fan asked this of Meri. Where do you think Meri went after the service? I think Janelle's side of the family would have welcomed her, don't you? It would seem that they would put all of their differences aside so that Meri would not be alone at such a sad time. Some speculated that maybe she hung out with Leon and their partner, Audrey Chris. Yet Leon was clearly with the family, so that has been refuted. Sister Wives fans were very confused as she is a part of the family. If Gwendolyn and Peyton Brown could come together, then there was no reason Meri should be alienated. Unless that was her choice to stay away and mourn on her own. Is Meri okay? Meri Brown is no longer close with Robyn Brown, as she sees that she was a pawn to her. The Sister Wives co-stars were once very good friends, but that has fallen by the wayside. Meri's biggest ally is her former B&B manager, Jen Sullivan, who has always been there. Regardless, where did Meri land after the service, and was she intentionally alienated from the family? Some believe that she may have been there, but off camera. I really hope she went with the family. Maybe she was there just in another room, not on camera. If you watch it again and pay close attention, you will see her at the table I think is where she was. Not positive, but I know it shows her there. It was also noted that Meri and Maddie Brownbrush have had tension, but that would have all been erased for this moment. More so, some questioned why Kody did not attend, as they believed Janelle would have been more than accommodating. Do you believe that Meri Brown was there and just was not seen? Let us know your thoughts and watch Sister Wives Sunday. Fans demand answers about Meri Brown's absence at Garrison's memorial. The passing of Garrison Brown, son of Sister Wives stars Janelle and Kody Brown, sent waves of grief across not only the polygamist family circle, but also its loyal viewership. Garrison, just 25 years old, had grown up in front of the camera, seen as strong, independent, and increasingly vocal about his struggles within the family. His untimely death struck a painful chord, and tributes from fans, family members, and the wider TLC community poured in. Yet amidst the mourning, one absence has stirred up growing controversy: Meri Brown's. Meri, Kody's first wife, has been part of the Sister Wives narrative since its inception. While her relationship with Kody and the rest of the family has grown more distant in recent seasons, fans expected a public gesture of solidarity after such a tragic loss, especially given Garrison's history on the show and the family's shared years together. But when Garrison's memorial came and went without mention of Meri's presence or acknowledgement from her on social media, fans began asking, where was Meri, and why has she remained silent? A family under the spotlight. The Brown family is no stranger to public scrutiny. Since Sister Wives debuted in 2010, viewers have watched the complex dynamics of polygamy unfold, complete with love, conflict, loyalty, heartbreak, and individual transformation. Over time, as the once close-knit family fractured, each member began carving out separate identities. Meri Brown's journey has been particularly complicated. After years of struggling in her relationship with Kody and enduring emotional separation from the rest of the family, Meri officially confirmed her split from Kody in 2023. Though she remained legally tied to him for years after he divorced her to marry Robyn Brown, the emotional bond had long been severed. Still, fans assumed that grief would override estrangement. Garrison, who appeared in numerous episodes throughout his youth, had shared memories with all of Kody's wives at some point. As the public tried to process the devastating news of his death, Meri's quiet distance from the mourning process stood out. The internet reacts, questions, speculation, and frustration. The fan base wasted no time voicing their questions. On platforms like Reddit, X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram, posts began to surface speculating on Meri's absence. Meri couldn't even make a post for Garrison. After 15 years with the family, I get that she's no longer close to the Browns, Even if but
you're
this
distant,
feels cold. A young man's death deserves acknowledgement. The criticism wasn't universal, though. Some fans were quick to defend Meri, pointing out the toll the family dynamic had taken on her mental health. Others reminded critics that grief is personal and doesn't always need to be shared publicly. Still, in a family that lived out nearly every major event, births, marriages, separations, even emotional therapy sessions, on national television, Meri's silence felt jarring to many. Meri's public silence, personal boundaries, or deliberate distance. So far, Meri Brown has made no public statements regarding Garrison's death. Her social media pages have remained focused on her personal business ventures and inspirational content, posts that some fans say feel disconnected from the emotional gravity surrounding the loss. Is this a case of choosing personal boundaries in the face of deep grief? Or is it a sign of how fractured the family ties have become? There's no denying Meri has walked a lonely path within the Brown family. After her catfishing scandal, the deterioration of her relationship with Kody, and repeated moments of emotional abandonment portrayed on the show, Meri slowly stepped away from the central narrative. Her role within the family's day-to-day life seemed minimal by the time the most recent seasons aired. That said, Garrison was still part of the family she once helped raise. He was part of the Brown children who grew up together, attending family trips, events, and sharing holidays during the early years of the show. For many, her silence signals that the damage within the Brown family runs deeper than the cameras reveal. The bigger picture, a family fractured. The controversy over Meri's absence is just the latest reminder of how far the Brown family has drifted from its original ideal. What began as a show documenting the joy and challenges of polygamy has turned into a portrait of division. Garrison's death exposed just how fragmented the family has become. Viewers noted that even in the wake of tragedy, the Browns didn't present a unified front. Janelle's heartfelt tribute was public and raw. Christine, though no longer part of the family unit, expressed support in sorrow. Robyn and Kody's public responses were subdued and drew mixed reactions. And then there was Meri. This connection has become a central theme, not just in the show's storylines, but in the real-life emotional toll such complex family structures can take. Should Meri owe the public a statement? A core debate among fans is whether Meri actually owes the public a response. Some argue that grief is private and that no one, regardless of their past role in a public family, should be forced to mourn in a way that pleases social media. Meri might be grieving in her own way. Maybe she reached out privately. We don't know, one fan commented in her defense. Others push back. This family chose to live publicly. For over a decade, they asked us to watch, understand, and connect with their lives. That connection doesn't end when things get uncomfortable. It's a delicate balance between public accountability and personal choice. But when a tragedy like Garrison's death occurs, silence from central figures like Meri becomes not just noticeable, but controversial. What happens now? As the dust settles, fans continue to wonder whether Meri will eventually break her silence. Will a statement come later, in private, or through a future Sister Wives episode? Or is her absence part of a more permanent exit from the family's shared narrative? Whatever the case, one thing is clear. The Sister Wives fan base is paying attention, not just to what is said, but to what is left unsaid. Meri's absence at Garrison's memorial has become symbolic of something much larger, the unraveling of a family once rooted in togetherness. And for viewers who have invested over a decade watching their story unfold, it's a painful reminder that even shared grief can't always bring people back together. In memory of Robyn Brown. As controversy continues to swirl, the true focus remains on honoring the life of Robyn Brown. A son, a brother, a veteran, and a young man whose life touched many. The questions surrounding Meri's absence are part of a broader conversation, but they should never eclipse the gravity of the loss itself. Fans continue to hope that, whatever the family dynamics may be, healing will follow, and that Garrison's memory will be cherished not only in episodes and tributes, but in the deeper conversations his passing swirls as Meri skips Robyn Brown's memorial. What really happened? The tragic passing of Robyn Brown, beloved son of Sister Wives, stars Janelle and Kody Brown, left fans and followers of the long-running TLC reality series heartbroken. Garrison, just 25 years old, had grown up before viewers' eyes. First as a wide-eyed kid adjusting to life in a plural family, and later as an independent young man who didn't shy away from expressing his truth, even when it clashed with his father's. As the Brown family mourned privately, some members shared tributes and grief with the public. Janelle posted heartfelt messages. Christine expressed support and sorrow. Even Kody, who had been estranged from Garrison in recent years, released a subdued statement. But one absence stood out more than others, and it didn't go unnoticed. Meri Brown, Kody's first wife and one of the original stars of the show, was missing from Garrison's memorial. And in the weeks that followed, she has remained publicly silent about the tragedy. Now speculation is swirling. Why didn't she attend? What does her absence say about her current relationship with the family? And should it matter? A family that lived and grieved in the public eye. For over a decade, the Brown family invited the world into their lives. Through the highs, the heartbreaks, and the breakdown of a once unified family structure. Meri, Janelle, Christine, and later Robyn all once shared a roof, a husband, and a mission: to normalize and humanize plural marriage. But over time, relationships fractured. Christine left in 2021. Janelle followed. Meri's spiritual marriage to Kody quietly ended in 2023 after years of estrangement and emotional distance. Despite their separations, the idea of family unity persisted, at least in theory. And when tragedy struck with Garrison's passing, many viewers assumed old divisions would dissolve, if only temporarily. But Meri's absence has stirred more questions than answers. Fans react, where was Meri? Social media quickly became a battleground of opinions. On Reddit threads, Instagram posts, and YouTube comment sections, longtime fans of Sister Wives began voicing confusion and concern. She was part of their lives for so long. Garrison grew up with her around. Why wasn't she there? Even if she's not close with the family anymore, a statement of sympathy seems like the least she could do. Maybe she grieved privately. We don't know what she's going through. Some fans expressed understanding, pointing out Meri's complicated relationship with the rest of the family, especially Kody. Others criticized what they saw as an emotional detachment or possible bitterness that shouldn't have played a role in such a deeply painful moment. Silence or self-preservation. Meri has made no public reference to Garrison's death. Her social media remains focused on personal empowerment, her bed and breakfast business, and inspirational quotes, something that for many fans felt disconnected from the moment. But grief is personal. For someone like Meri, who has endured emotional isolation, public scrutiny, and a deeply painful journey within the Brown family, her silence might not be neglect, it could be self-preservation. Meri has been slowly reclaiming her identity after decades of trying to fit into a family dynamic that left her unfulfilled. Her absence from the memorial may reflect an emotional boundary she needed to protect. Alternatively, it's possible she offered private condolences out of the public eye. Not every expression of love and sorrow is meant for Instagram. Could it be a deeper divide? Despite the calls for compassion, some fans believe Meri's absence highlights a deeper, and perhaps permanent, divide between her and the rest of the Brown family. Even before her official split from Kody, her relationship with the other wives had cooled. And as she built her own life, Meri seemed to drift further from the collective family identity. Was her absence a quiet protest? A sign that she no longer considers herself part of the Brown legacy? Or simply a painful reminder that the Brown family of old no longer exists? For viewers, her silence has become symbolic, not just of fractured relationships, but of how fame, family, and trauma intersect in ways that reality TV only begins to touch. What really happened? The truth is, we don't know, and perhaps we never will. Maybe Meri wasn't invited. Maybe she was, but chose to grieve in solitude. Maybe she reached out privately to Janelle or the children. Or perhaps the rift is too deep, the emotional wounds too raw, for even death to bridge the gap. As fans speculate, it's worth remembering that Meri, like the rest of the family, is human. Public personas aside, these are real people dealing with real pain. And grief doesn't always look the way we expect it to. A tragedy bigger than the controversy. In the end, Garrison Brown's death is not about who showed up or didn't. It's about a young life gone too soon, a family grieving, and a community of viewers grappling with the loss of someone they felt they knew. While questions about Meri's absence remain, the focus must remain on honoring Garrison's memory and encouraging open, compassionate conversations around mental health, family dynamics, and forgiveness.